Hey guys, okay, time for pattern block math. One of my most favorites. So some of this could definitely be review, some of it will be totally new. Hopefully we'll learn something all together. And one of my favorite lessons, I love shapes, super cool. So I am using some actual pattern blocks, but the ones from the paper are just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You also will need a color to match each one of the colors from the blocks and a pencil. All right. You will also need this journal. This is your language arts and math journal. And I'm going to pause my video so I can turn to the first page. And you should pause me so that you can get all set to ready to learn. And we're back. Okay. So first step, we're actually going to divide this paper up. So you're going to just make sure you have one paper in your hand. And you're going to fold it over carefully. Okay. And now we have a line down the middle, so I'm just going to take one of my crayons and I'm going to trace over that line. Okay, so now what I need is I need 6 different spaces. So I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to put, actually probably be 5 for you guys. And I'm going to put my hand there and then I'm going to trace across one of the blue lines carefully. Then I'm going to put my hand down there again and trace across the blue lines carefully again. And now I have 6 spaces. Okay, so we have 6 different pattern blocks to use. And you're probably thinking to yourself the same thing I see in the classroom is I want to play with them. So you can definitely play with them. We are going to use these on Friday too, so something to keep in mind. And the first thing I'd like you to do is to do the lesson with me and then get to play with them. Okay, hopefully we'll have a little bit of playtime during our lesson as well. So usually I'd ask you which block do you want to learn about first? But because I can't ask you, I'm just going to close my eyes and, oh, we're going to do this one first. Okay, so put that block inside one of those squares and then you can trace that block with your pencil. You'll notice that I hold the block with one finger of my non-writing hand. So Mrs. Smith is right-handed, so I hold it with my left hand. If you're left-handed, you hold it with your right hand, and it leaves a space. If you're just using the paper, that certainly works. You can just hold the paper down and trace the paper, or you can try to draw it with your free hand. That's fine too. And then I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to color it in. I don't really have a very nice tan color, so I'm going to use this one. That's okay though. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to name this object. This object is a diamond. So this object is a diamond, and we're going to say what color it is. It is tan. Okay, and the next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down how many sides there are. So how many sides? So make sure you pause me so that you can count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. Now I'd like you to circle the angles. The angles are where 2 sides meet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the word angles, and there are 4 of those as well. Okay, and then the last thing I want us to do is we're going to draw an object where you can find a diamond in real life. So, well, firstly, you can find diamonds on these. Okay, so maybe you just want to draw that guy. Here we go. I'll just draw the ring part. And then the other place where you can find diamonds is on these. And I'm hoping, you know, if you can think of your own, I would love that. A playing card. Okay, and if you have one where you think of it on your own, that is totally fine with me. You can pause me now so that you can finish filling those in. I'm going to get a little closer on my screen. And a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. So remember, pause me now. And if you want to, let's say you want to take and you want to color in your playing card. And you want to color in your diamond. I would love that. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next one. So I'm going to put my diamond off to the side. I'm going to close my eyes and we're going to do this guy. All right. So first step, take your pencil and trace him. All right. Next step, take your color. Oh, Mrs. Smith lost her pencil. There it is. Okay, and I'm going to color him in. Right. I like this guy a lot. He actually has two names. Probably the most common name that you will hear is trapezoid. Super cool word too. Trapezoid. But it's also a rhombus. So a rhombus is a shape that has parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are in space and they will never meet. So lots of things have parallel lines. And if we think of it this way, if we continued this line all the way forever and ever and ever and ever and ever way off the screen, these two lines, this one at the bottom and this one at the top, would never meet. These two, you can see, they will eventually meet somewhere up here out of the camera. But these two parallel lines will never meet. That's what makes a rhombus. Okay. So now let's write down how the color. We know this guy is rojo, red. And let's write down how many sides and how many angles. So I'd like you to take a second to count the sides. Pause me now to count the sides. All right, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. A side of an object is the flat area, and it changes when we come to an angle or a space like that. Okay, so we have 4 sides as well, similar to the diamond. And let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles. And let's talk about finding a rhombus or a trapezoid in real life. Well, I was looking at the object and I was looking around my room and I was like, I have something. Made it too tall. And he sits on a table. He has a light bulb inside. He is a lampshade. The lampshade is what is a rhombus. Now, technically, you wouldn't be able to see the light bulb inside the lampshade. So we'll draw a nice lampshade. There's probably plenty of other trapezoids that you can think of. I'm curious, actually, what you guys said. All right, let's keep moving. Gonna put the trapezoid off to the side, the rhombus, and look at that. This is a very interesting shape. Please trace. Do you know what he's called? Color him in. Okay. All right, so let's name him. This is a long one. Are you ready? Parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. It's called a parallelogram because it has parallel lines, a lot like this rhombus at the top. Notice that this one has parallel lines on the top and bottom and parallel lines on the sides. Very interesting. The parallelogram is blue. And let's write down how many sides and how many angles. So I'd like you to number the sides and circle the angles now. Pause me so you can do that. All right, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And can you guess how many angles? Let's see. 4 sides, 4 angles in the diamond. 4 sides, 4 angles in the trapezoid. 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 angles in the parallelogram. Are you noticing a pattern, first grade? Okay. So a parallelogram. So this is interesting because I found one of these as I was searching. It's inside my my materials that I used for school. And you probably have one of these. You know those pink erasers that say eraser on them? That's what I thought of immediately. I was like, oh, it looks just like a pink eraser. I hope you can find other parallelograms in your house. When I was looking, I also did like an internet search to find some ideas so I could, sometimes I would, so here's something interesting is that if we were in the classroom together, sometimes I can't think of things at the top of my head, and so I'll do an internet search with you right there. And I'll just use the big TV, and we'll do a search together, and we'll find out answers. So I did find that there was a pink eraser, but I also saw that a lot of times parallelograms are used in tile and things like your kitchen tile or your floor tile. So if you have something in your house with very intricate tile, you should see if you have any parallelograms in that space. Okay, let's keep going. Close my eyes. Oh, we'll go into the big one. Okay, trace this guy, please. Do you know what he's called? Okay, here we go. And let's give him his correct color. Okay, he is a hexagon. I'll give you a hint. Hex means 6. Gon means sides. That's a big hint, guys. So in its original form, we use quite a few times in a word, there will be small words from its base language, whether that's Greek or Latin, and languages that we don't, at least I do not speak, you might speak them. And they tell us about the objects. So in this case, look at the word parallelogram. It has the word parallel in it. And if you look over here, we have hexagon, and agon means sides, and hex means 6. Hexa means 6. Okay, so hexagon is yellow. How many sides and how many angles? Pause me now, figure it out. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Circle the angles, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it. Okay, now where are there hexagons in real life? Well, a hexagon, actually that was very interesting that I found, was if you, I'm going to draw a little hexagon here. If you look at a pencil that has not been sharpened yet, it actually has a hexagon shape. So if you look at my pencil, you can see it has a hexagon shape right there. And so we have a nice pencil with a hexagon shape. All right, let's keep going. We're going to go down here. And we only have 2 more objects left, and then we can play. Oh, all right. This guy, the hardest shape out there. It's not hard. Trace him, please. And color him in, please. Okay. And here we have this guy. We know that he is a triangle. So look at the word tri. The word tri is also in a tricycle. And a tricycle has sickle, which is a cycle, which is a wheel, and it has tri. How many wheels does a tricycle have? 3. So tri means 3. And then an angle is an angle. That makes sense, right? So first of all, this triangle, and what color is it? It's green. How many sides and how many angles? I'd like you to count them out and to circle the angles. So pause me now so that you can do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 sides. 1, 2, 3 angles. And lots of triangles in real life, and the one that I thought of was this one. It's a piece of pizza. Yum! Something I'd like to eat today, maybe. All right, and our last shape, trace please. Color in please. Okay, this guy is a square. Make sure that when you're writing the Q that you have a line that goes backwards. That way we know it is a Q and not a P. It helps us to identify when we're reading and when we're writing Q's and P's. It is the color orange. Please count the sides and the angles. Pause me now so that you can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles. And let's talk about squares in real life. I have a bunch of these. A window. A window is a square in real life. So you're kind of surrounded by squares. We draw them, we see them all over the place. All right, I want to point out a pattern. 4 sides, 4 angles in the diamond. 4 sides, 4 angles in the rhombus. 4 sides, or trapezoid. 4 sides, 4 angles, parallelogram. 6 sides, 6 angles, hexagon. 3 sides, 3 angles, triangle. 4 sides, 4 angles, square. Each time we did the sides and the angles, the number was the same. So however many sides there are in a shape, that is how many angles there are. And there is my geometry trick for today. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed, and we are going to play with these shapes and make shape patterns on Friday. So get ready for that. See you soon.